And we are live without Solomon, you know.
Well,
Oh,
spoke too soon.
spoke too soon. There he is. We are live, Jeff Solomon. And
I was going to say, I get to my computer, I look at the chat, and all I see is typical 49er fan. He's got all those kids. Yes and yes. I love you guys too. Thank you. That means right here. Right here. Right here.
That's where I get indigestion.
Here. No, it's here. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, no one can see you, Jeff.
Okay. Well, that's good.
You're just an outline because it's so dark.
That's cool. Like my soul.
There you go. Much better.
There you go. All right.
Johnny Cash tonight in the house.
Oh, yes. You remember Johnny Cash when he used to wear knee-high socks and...
Here we go. Kristen already wants to know, where's the napkin, Jeff Solomon?
It's right here. It's black. At least my shit coordinate.
Oh, time and clothes. Time and clothes.
My underwear matched my pants today, but no one wants to see that either.
Nope,
Yeah,
not
man.
at all.
Mm.
Not at all.
You wear nude colored pants?
All right. Tom Brady hat, Solomon.
Oh, come on. No. How dare you? I should switch it right now. Sorry.
That's a Tampa Bay Devil Rays hat signed by Wade Boggs.
Signed by Boss Man Jr. Boss Man Jr. Upton.
All right. So I'm looking at the show notes, and apparently all we really have to talk about is how much we're taking in.
Everyone's drinking more now. I don't know. I don't get it.
Eating more and
On a school night?
school nights have gotten a whole lot different in my house.
I don't know if you know, but today, coming down from the state superintendent, school is closed. It is closed
Dang,
for the rest of the year.
Pull the plug, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It totally makes sense. And like the thing is, like, even if you tried to rush it back at this point, it would have been, 3.5 weeks of school when we were coming back. The ADA would have been shit for every school. Like, you've got a very significant portion of folks that just wouldn't go back at that point.
Right. They just announced today we were supposed to go back April 17th. They just extended it to April 30th today, and most of us are like, why?
No, they pulled the plug in New Mexico last Friday for the rest of the school year.
I don't even know why they're kidding themselves.
They so we have the 7 major Bay Area counties, like, all kind of coordinating together. And when, I have to believe that this memo came from Tony Thurmond, like, over a week ago, kind of saying, like, it doesn't look like things are going to happen. And I'm just saying that from, like, the tone of, communications that I was getting from people, where it was like, it's probably not going to happen.
You got the inside scoop, didn't you, Solomon?
Yep. Not gonna say too much.
Is Tony Uma's second cousin 3 times removed?
He is.
Going with the baseball pat team, I guess he's not related to Thurman Munson, but that would be different. Teacher school superintendent how to fly an airplane. Too soon? Sorry.
Oh, wow. That's harsh.
All right.
I'm not even a Yankees fan, and I got that.
So I guess as far as the story goes, so Solomon, I think we'll officially go with your story.
Okay. Do me a favor though.
No.
No, listen, dude.
What?
I posted a second link because I was not able to actually read the Bay Area's drinking 42% more alcohol because I'd reached my limit of San Francisco Chronicle reading. But the wine business has a breakdown of like wine price demographics and percentage increases over the course of March, which I think are pretty fun.
Okay, so I'll highlight that.
Yeah.
In conjunction, I will also highlight John's story, and we'll just make it an overall, how the F much are you consuming in this?
How much sourdough bread, everybody? How much sourdough bread?
How much are you baking? How much are you eating?
I'm really working on this starter, guys.
Well, we've been doing well. Okay.
Gotta feed my starter, bro.
Yeah, well, starters.
You're just a starter, bro.
Oh my God! I turn around for a second and
y'all bakers.
They're already not even listening to us. Chelsea joined. Hey, Chelsea.
It's a warm ass Firkin beer straight out of a mason jar, Chelsea. Classy.
Hey, look at that. Look at that.
What? Is that a thing?
It's obviously it's a thing.
It looks like freaking grapefruit juice.
Wait till you hear the stats on this beast. All right. Well then, anything else? Oh,
I need like a minute or two just to jot down some stats. Actually, I just gotta open this thing up. There we go. That's all I need. This table is all I need. Oh God. The hammer. The hammer on this one is classic. Please don't even look at it. I just want to throw down the hammer.
Okay.
The hammer. It's going to be like the Marion Barber that I throw in there. The Marion Barber.
Oh, jeez.
It's fucking salted away.
All right, y'all set then?
Well, let me take a bite of this delicious penne rigoto.
Okay, you just let me know when all of us can get started.
I am always ready. I have been ready since first call. Roll.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
Hey, when?
All right. No, not acceptable. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Okay. All right, I think we're good. All right.
Be prudent at this juncture.
All right, here we go.
No new
1,000 points of light. All right, here we go. Nope. Here we go.
Everyone, this is Sarah Fowler. I'm just calling from Page View in Calmera, Napa Valley. I just want to join you all for We Like Drinking Wine, where no one ever drinks alone. Cheers to that.
Fuck. She added something I wasn't looking for.
I'm
All right.
fucked up.
Already. So I better get my drink open. Here we go. Nope.
Everyone, this is Sarah Fowler. I'm just calling from Page View in Calmera, Napa Valley. I want to join you all for We Like Drinking Wine, where no one ever drinks alone. Cheers to that.
At the sound of the tone, the official We Like Drinking time will be 5 o'clock. Commence consumption.
This week on episode 272 of the We Like Drinking podcast, we'll be discussing our COVID-19 eating habits, drinking habits, and let's be honest, lack of exercise habits. So crack open your beers, uncork that wine, and let's get drinking. Oh yeah, I just got into the studio from the kitchen. Boy, are my arms tired.
Eccles, I gotta say, you're looking dapper tonight. That collar is top notch.
Let me,
But it's not a popped collar. It's not a popped collar.
let me get that thing fixed here.
You need like a wristband just on one arm up to your forearm, dude. That'd be so sweet.
That would be pretty tight, wouldn't it, man?
Yeah, bro.
Well, look, yeah. So I'm wearing colors, man.
Awesome. What are we, 30 seconds in? We already have 2 visual jokes cooking.
Hey guys.
This is why, listeners, you should be watching the show live every Wednesday and then re-downloading the show every Friday. Visit welikedrinking.com/show to find out how you can check us out live. So cheers, my buddy. 2 of your favorite award-winning topical beer and wine education podcast focusing on fun and visual humor. So make sure you never miss another episode of the show of our brand of drinking fun by visiting welikedrinking.com/subscribe. All right. Honestly, we don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. So we
Yes, we do. We have plenty to talk about.
We may as well just get to the panel right now and what we're drinking. We've got our usual panel members. We have our California Sustainable Wine Growing Ambassador and recovering wine blogger, Jeff Solomon.
Hey, shalom.
We have our commercial brewer and snake wrangler, John Ruyak.
That is me.
And I am your host and certified specialist of wine, Jeff Eccles. We have no guest tonight, so prepare yourself. Let's find out what we're drinking. Jeff Solomon, it looks like you got some grape juice cooking there. So what are you drinking?
I sure do. So I hope whenever possible, in this time, we're doing our best to try to support local businesses. And I'm happy to, I think this is my first time having one of these on the show. One of Parker's classmates in kindergarten, his parents own a winery down the street from us. So I'm happy to drink tonight the 2017 Calarain Santa Clara Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, as you look at this label through my, actually, no, it's through your crappy connection. It probably just looks all white, but what you would feel here is the California coast going down this label. So Calarain, with each of their wines, and they are kind of building up their vineyard right now, but with each of their wines, they're sourcing from just really awesome regions. Like they've got a fantastic Santa Lucia Highlands Chardonnay that I was digging on the other day. But this Santa Clara Valley Cabernet Sauvignon speaks everything to what is great about my home. And so, yeah, Calarain, man.
Nice.
All day.
and it tastes all right.
Yeah, really good. You know what it is like. So it's got that dark crimson hue, like, you know, nice brambly berries on the nose. You can get kind of that chalky evaporation on the nose as well, and on the palate, which I think is really. And this is 60% new oak. I'm not sure if it says new French oak, but that's what I would. Let's see here. This is always fun, Jeff, looking at notes. Yeah, I mean, 60% new oak. What I'll say about this is, and what I would say about Santa Clara Valley Cabernet Sauvignons is that they're always going to be much more like acid and earth driven. They're not super jammy. They're not super over the top. These are much more food friendly type of wines. And I am having this tonight with just a nice, like simple, like tomato basil pasta sauce with some penne. And yeah, it's the goods. I really like this a lot. And in a world where what's interesting about Santa Clara Valley is I think a lot more folks are planting to Rhone varieties and sourcing Rhone varieties around here. It's nice and kind of refreshing. I know this doesn't sound right for like the wine world as a whole, but refreshing for the Santa Clara Valley to actually have a Santa Clara Valley Cabernet Sauvignon, because I feel like they're kind of going the way of the dodo at this point, and this is delicious.
Amazing. That's awesome.
Going the way of the dodo? You mean like sailors are coming up and making soup out of it? What?
Hey, there aren't many left. They're going extinct.
Okay, because that's what happened to the dodos. They ended up in soup.
Well, exactly, because they were gigantic.
And they didn't move very fast.
And maybe
dumbass dodos. I wonder how they got that name.
John Riek.
So I've been lamenting. On Monday, I kegged this New Zealand pale ale. And as soon as, you know, I knew going into the Bright Tank that it was tasting pretty good. And I don't like to pat myself on the back, but I kind of nailed this one. Super clean. You know, it's I don't want to say it's a session beer. It's 5.7% ABV, but it's certainly not a double IPA. And the IBUs are 34, and it's hopped with Dr. Rudy, or New Zealand Super Alpha, and Rakau. And it's got a nice, the nose is kind of woody. And I won't go any further than that. But when you taste it, there's like, you get that woody flavor. So it's kind of old school pale ale, kind of like an English style, but that Rakau shoots like this bullet of stone fruit through the middle of that. So it's really kind of nice, and it's nice and clean. It's not super clean, but this is just a drinker. This is a shifty for as long as this stuff lasts. And these days it could last a while. So I'm pretty proud of this. This is pretty nice.
Awesome. That sounds
delicious, by the way.
And I'm enjoying it with some Sprouts peanut filled pretzels.
Oh,
man! I actually ran out of some beer yesterday, and I missed my ordering window for growlers for this week. So that sounds so good.
I, as you may have seen, I'm drinking out of a mason jar tonight. Our good friend Woody and all the crew down at Brass Brewing here in Colorado Springs, they had a Firkin release today. It was supposed to be celebrating their 2nd year anniversary.
Oh, bummer.
Being how things are, it was still opened to celebrate, but it probably didn't disappear quite as quickly as they had planned. This monster is called Warheads on Foreheads. It comes in at a tight 10% ABV, 91 IBU. You can see it is thick as molasses. You can't see anything through that. It looks like, I think somebody said grapefruit juice. That's a pretty good descriptor. And when I opened it, it was just overflowing with the aromas on this one. It's got the piney goodness. It's got all the grapefruit, all that stuff. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what the hop is that's loaded up on this one, but not much head to this one, as you can imagine. But man, it's nice. It's a bit grapefruity. I'm going to say that, and I'm a big grapefruit fan. So I am going to enjoy this one. If by some chance I get that one,
Tons of Azacca. I bet you there's a boatload of Azacca in that.
I can try and find out. I'm not going to. If I need, I've got a Red Leg Amber Ale to go to. If by some means I get through that and can still control the podcast.
It's interesting that you thought it was Azacca, because it could have been Raquel, or it could have been Dr. Rudy.
How did you end up on this podcast? Shouldn't you be in a cell someplace?
I teach about cells. That's how.
We'll come back to that.
This uncomfortable pause brought to you by
technology. You won't hear that uncomfortable silence.
And you won't hear what John just said either. All right. That will be the strangest laugh ever in the actual podcast. All right. Now that we know what we're all drinking with, Chelsea is drinking the same thing as I am tonight, because we both happen to make it down for one of these mason jars full of brew. All right, but let's get on with the show. Let's get into a little bit we like to call wine, beer, spirit, or pop culture reference. This is where I'm going to give these guys a term, and they're going to try to tell me if it's a wine term, a beer term, a spirit term, or some kind of pop culture reference. The term this week is Kalsarinikat. Kalsarinikat. Is that a wine term, a beer term, a spirit term, or some kind of pop culture reference? I'll just flip the coin here and say Jeff Solomon.
Spell that shit.
K-A-L-S-A-R-I-K-A with the not the umlaut, the double dot, N-N-I-T.
Oh God. I can see why you pronounced it two different ways just now.
Right.
Kalsarikanet.
Kalsarikanet. Can I say something about this whole thing about adding spirits to this?
Yeah, it makes it really uncomfortable in the descriptor.
No, well, yeah, that too. But it's opened up so many more possibilities that it's just mind blowing.
It is. Really, it's just become unwieldy.
Yeah, I used to be able to outthink, and now I actually have to think. Kalsarikanet. Kalsarikanet. Okay. I think that we're overthinking. I believe what this is. Kristen says it's some weird tribal distilled liquor. I'm not going to go that way, though. I'm going to say that this is actually like the fourth most planted red wine grape in Greece. That's what I'm going to say. Because it's just so ridiculous sounding that that's exactly what it must be.
So Jeff Solomon is saying this is a wine term, and it is the fourth most planted wine grape in Greece.
Fourth most planted red wine grape
Red
in
wine
Greece.
grape in Greece. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. John Riak.
You know what? This to me looks Scandinavian, with the double N's and the A with the dots over the top of it. So I'm going to think this is a Scandinavian term for elderberry wine, since elderberries in the news these days.
All right. So both of you going with wine. Jeff Solomon going Greek, the fourth most planted red wine grape in Greece. And John is going with a wine term for elderberry wine. Yeah?
Scandinavian elderberry wine.
Yeah.
Elderberry wine.
Honestly, I think the way I feel like John just nailed that shit.
All right.
I think so, yeah.
The term, what is it? Kalsarinikat, whatever the fuck it is,
Kalsarinikat
is in fact all of the above. It's
What?
a wine term, it's a beer term, it's a spirit term, and it's all wrapped up in a pop culture reference that we have talked about on this show before. It is a Finnish term that means drinking at home alone in your underwear.
Ah, son of a beehive.
So it seemed to fit pretty well with our current living arrangements. Now, technically, you don't have to be alone. You could be with a small group of friends, and it generally more refers to getting ready to go out for the night. It's not depression drinking. It's getting ready for the party drinking. And I Kalsarinikanat. Yeah, whatever. Damn it. Damn it.
Hijo de la verga.
It wouldn't be working right if I wasn't butchering the word after all. All right. What's that, John?
Oh, I'm just laughing at our complete ineptitude in pronouncing words from other parts of the planet.
Like when I hear it pronounced, I can pronounce it really well for like 10 seconds after that. But then I say other words and then it all just goes out the window. All right. So let's get to this. We've got a little bit of booze news to talk about. So let's fire up the printing presses, put some pants on, and get to booze news. We discuss interesting, noteworthy, or sometimes we watch John spit beer all over his face. All right, Jeff Solomon.
Okay, full disclosure. This headline came across my periphery over the last day or so, which was the Bay Area is drinking 42% more alcohol than it used to, which totally makes sense. And I see people in my circle of friends posting this a whole bunch. I go to click on this, and it was done by the San Francisco Chronicle, and I've used up my free reads of articles from the Chronicle. But just because I've used that up, San Francisco Chronicle, doesn't mean that there aren't a multitude of other articles surrounding the exact same phenomenon that I think is really just it's inherent in what happens when you stick everybody at home. And yes, maybe they're working tomorrow, but they're working from home. And yes, they're cooped up. Is people are drinking more. And so F you, San Francisco Chronicle. I'm not going to highlight your story. I'm going to highlight something that was shared on Wine Business Monthly just yesterday. Cyril Penn did this write-up, and what they were breaking down in the wine business was sales of wine in particular over the course of March. And we've seen from early March, wine sales have been going up in all demographics. But I think I want to kind of cut to the chase and just look at the numbers. As of March 22nd, wines that are under $3.99 are up in sales 38%. Wines in the $4 and $8 range are up 25%. The $8 to $11 range are up 48%. 11 to 15 also up 48. 15 to 20 up 46%. Ooh, the luxury price range, which is $20 to $25, is up 51%. 25 plus is up 35%. But the thing that I just love is 3-liter boxed wines are up 129%.
I mean, that's just smart buying right there.
It's smart buying, but here's the thing that drives me nuts is that you're seeing as price points go up, the percentage increase is going up, up towards that $20 to $25 range. The percent increases go up, but it's interesting, this decision. It's like, hell no, I ain't buying that $4 wine. Give me that 3-liter box.
Yeah, I can see I can kind of see that play out. I can kind of see like things get started and you go, it's like, oh, I'll get a couple extra bottles of wine. So you buy a couple of $3 and $4 ones, and 2 days later those are gone. You're like, well, shit, I guess I just better buy the box because that's how things are gonna go. Shut up, kids.
What do you think, Don?
There's some interesting things here that, if you'll note, and luxury is 20 to 25, but 25 plus is what?
They didn't put a name on it. You know what I would say is like the $20 to $25 range to me. That is like buying a really nice pair of Levi's, right? I think that if you're talking $25 to $50, that might be more like, oh, dude, I'm getting like some Express jeans. But then like, $100 plus, now you're talking about, I don't know. Ed Hardy came over to my house fucking with his pet dragon and measured my inseam personally. Like I think that's what you're talking about there.
That's I think I would almost say that they call the 20 to 25 luxury because that's probably the pricey point for the people that normally spend the 8 to 11, and the 25 to 50. Those people are probably generally spending 25 to 50.
No, but here's what I was thinking. They call this luxury. 20 to 25 is the upper range of impulse buying for most folks, right? How often do the three of us spend more than $25 for a bottle of wine?
Rarely.
Not very often. I do, but that's not.
I'd say one out of every 5 bottles I buy might be 25 or over.
For me, it's usually bubbles, but for me, over $25 is 1 out of every 10. But when you get past that 25 plus, and it goes down to 35%, what do you see the difference there is? To me, that's the folks that belong to wine clubs. They're getting stuff delivered anyway. Right? They're getting their $60, $65 bottle of wine, and a half a case every month as it is. They're not going out and impulse buying. That's why I think you see that lower, because those people are more regular consumers of wine, I think, and they're bringing it in. That's to me is the difference.
Interesting.
To me, that's what I think about it. No one else cares, but that's what I think.
You know what I'm thinking about though, like with the box wine situation is, I've really tried my best in terms of social distancing. Since Friday the 13th, I have been inside of a grocery store twice. And that was, that Sunday morning. And then 2 days later, when I realized there was some other shit I forgot. Any other time I've gotten products, they've either been delivered directly to my door, or it's been curbside pickup. But I remember that second time I was in the grocery store, when I realized there were things that I forgot, I remember finding myself, like, every item that I picked up, I said, well, I may as well get two.
Mhm.
Like, I found myself doing that. And I think that, oddly enough, I bought 2 bottles of wine. But I think that for a lot of people, they might have been in that situation where they're like, yeah, I was going to get one, but now I'm going to get 2. And they're like, fuck it. Let me just get this box. I think that has a lot to do with it. Like, I think it is a lot of impulse buying there. But I almost feel like, it's nice that they break this down. It's interesting to talk about that. But I think the thing that really is maybe even getting lost is the fact that people are drinking a whole lot more. They're buying a whole lot more, and they're drinking a whole lot more. And I don't think people are binge drinking a whole lot more. I think that people are day drinking a whole lot more. And so they're running out of shit more quickly. Right?
Okay, I'm gonna say I think this data is incomplete because these are off the shelf sales increases.
Yep.
It's not accounting for the fact that bars and restaurants and all those other places aren't selling it.
Yeah.
So I don't think no. Are people probably drinking a little bit more? Yeah. I think they are, but are they drinking 48% more? Are they drinking 129? Well, the people that are buying wine in blue 3-liter boxes, yeah, they're probably drinking 129% more. But
I don't know if I agree with that, honestly, because what the thing about the boxed wine is it can last you all week. You don't have to pound the bottle in one night, so that could be there. I'm just going to drink this during the day. This is my lunch wine for the rest of the week, kind of thing. But John, I think you're really hitting the point here. It was what I was going to bring up is that this is all box sales, and this is nice to see for a winery or a brewery that has distribution. But the breweries and the wineries that don't have distribution are getting
hammered,
just getting devastated with this. And so while it's fun to sit here and talk about, oh yeah, everybody, the day drinking's up and the box wine sales it up and all that is great. And this is the exact same thing that's going on in the food industry as well. We've lost 2 iconic restaurants in Colorado Springs already, stuff that's been around for 20 plus years.
Who's that?
Western Omelet and King's Diner. And
wow. Western Omelet.
Yeah. So, and this is going to be the landscape. I mean, this is going to be the reality of when we come out of this. And this is my opinion, obviously, but I think the locally owned, small, family-owned operations may not make it out of this. The corporate-owned big stuff is going to be fine and may even come out of it in better shape. Probably not with the restaurants, but maybe, with the big wineries, with the big breweries. They are going to see more sales, but it's the people that we love. It's these small independent places that we love and cherish. If a winery, if they can't be open and they don't have distribution, if they're not online, they're making 0 sales right now. And so we as a community of people that love our drinks and love our craft drinks, we have to be, you know, we've talked before about mindful drinking and at the time, the silliness of what we thought of mindful drinking. But now we really have to look at mindful drinking of where is our money going? And I go to Target every now and then, and damn it, if it's not easy to just grab a 6-pack when I'm there. But we need to be out going to the Brass Brewings of the world, going to the Lost Friend Brewing of the world, and getting crowlers of their stuff. Get your local wine if you can. But this is something we need to be, and support our servers in ways that we can. I mean, this is something that we need to be going out of our way to do during this continually longer shutdown. All right, I know you guys know it, John.
I got a soapbox here for a second, and I'm gonna extend your thoughts, Jeff. When everybody gets that $1,200 or that $2,400, whenever that happens to show up, you need to spend it locally. Otherwise, couple reasons. Otherwise, you're gonna just make that motherfucker Jeff Bezos a lot richer. Sorry, I don't use that word very much on this show. And he doesn't need any more goddamn money. He doesn't. I know he's got a zillion people working for him, but fuck that. You need to spend those dollars locally. And we have to be able to spend those dollars locally. Something's got to give here. Because if you spend all that money with national corporations, at Walmart, at Smith's, at Amazon, at wherever, that's not supporting your local economy, you're just making the richer people richer, right? And it's going to take that much longer for the country to get back to where it was, because those dollars will have exited your local economy and they will be very hard to get back. Not to mention the fact, I'm not a big government guy, but we do need some of that shit. And if you're spending that money somewhere else, it's not going into your local city, your local county's economy. It's not going into the taxes that those people collect. And your services are just going to suffer. And you're going to bitch, and you're going to have nothing to complain about because you spent your money on your computer instead of at a store. Or there's a lot of, my wife just ordered a bunch of tea that she likes from a local tea place, and they even were going to split the delivery costs with her. She said, no, we can afford that. Mm-hmm. We'll take delivery and we'll pay the full freight on that. But you gotta spend that money where you live, or all that $2 trillion that's coming our way is going to end up in very few places.
Yep. And John, those are Jeff. Did you want to add anything before I?
Yeah, I was going to say, and I think that's the thing that's I think is really difficult for a lot of consumers is there is that immediacy that I think maybe comes with a lot of national brands and national chains. Do you know how difficult it is? Like, since we've been in this shelter in place, my favorite skateboarder of all time, Mario McCoy, finally has a pro model Santa Cruz deck, and I want to get it from my local skate shop, but he can't have access to the warehouse to get the skateboard that I want. And with a click of a button, I could have that skateboard mailed to my house. But I have made a vow to myself that I'm going to wait until Forever Fly Skate Shop in Watsonville can get the Mario McCoy 2.85-inch deck available, so I can support that economy, because it does matter that much. And I think you were all making some great points. I do want to circle back a little bit, though. A 40%, a 50% increase in drinking is really not as much as some people might envision. Let's say you typically have 2 beers on a weekday to wind down. Do you think it's that crazy that somebody might be having 3 beers during that day now? Because that's what the 50% increase is. Yeah. I mean, come on, everybody. Come on. Relax.
I got to tell you, I mean, my wife and I, we're made conscious decisions not to not to eat as much. We'll get to that in the next story, but not drink as much too, because I could just and it's not about that the deleteriousness of consuming extra alcohol. You get a little bit older, that shit sticks around your middle pretty quick. And there's only so many days a week. I walked 9 miles yesterday, and I did a high intensity interval workout. But still, I had a couple beers yesterday. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my scale, but I weighed 2 pounds more than I did the day before.
Yeah, little
The
in the middle
problem
without
is-
back is never going to be a descriptor we use for John Ruyak. That's just not
Yeah. I think those 2 pounds account for the helmet everybody's making you wear after seeing you slide across the floor.
And with everything that I've said, also, you still want to support your local liquor stores as well. But when you do go into them, consider buying local. That's what I'm doing this whole time, is I will be drinking all that big beers pretty much until we get out of this.
Or as they told me in science camp in Boulder Creek, California in 1989, think globally, act locally, bro.
Brah.
Go the way of the banana slug.
All right, so question for you guys straight up, and question for the people watching live. Do you feel like, since we've entered this lockdown state, you are drinking more alcohol on a weekly basis? Jeff?
Yes.
Substantially more, or it's pretty comparable?
It's the move where it's like, it's 3. I could have a beer.
Right.
Normally I'd be driving home from work.
Right.
Now I'm home already. So
John?
it's 3.
I would say marginally more. Yeah, I mean, at the 2 days a week I'm at the brewery, there's not a lot to do. So,
Right.
I am there, shift beer, right? Normally I drink 4 beers in a week when I'm working 6 days a week. But now if I'm there 3 days, I've had 6. So, but not more at home. No.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I'm marginally a little bit more, maybe an extra beer or 2 a week, or an extra glass or 2 a week, and that's probably about it. Are any?
I mean, the weather's beautiful. When you go out for a walk with your kids, you're not bringing a road soda with you.
Anybody on the chat saying anything, Jeff?
100% more beer, Bloody Marys, 2 to 3 times as much.
That's the spirit.
There we go. I mean, they all watching this show now.
I did have I had somebody in the chat, and I'm not going to name names here, everybody, unless you want tens of people to know your business. But I did see somebody in the chat said, not an increase from me, but I've always worked from home, so I think that's something to consider too. Right?
Yeah. All right. So speaking of intaking more calories, John Ruyak, what else are people doing besides drinking more?
Well, I went to the store today, and because we did need just a couple things. I wanted to make some more iced tea, but we didn't have any sugar to sweeten it. I didn't have any lemon juice, so I'm like, I gotta grab a couple things. So I'll go in, got some vegetables, got my organic blue chips. Whoa, look at that shit. Look at that yeast at the bottom of that. And, besides the toilet paper aisle, which just is a lost cause, but we're okay. The baking aisle, flour's gone. I got one of the last 8 bags, one of the last 8 of the 5-pound bags left of the sugar. Vanilla wiped out. I could have gotten a $25 bottle of an 8-ounce bottle of vanilla that's organic for $25. I called Sharon, do you really want me to spend $25 on a bottle of vanilla? She's like, no, just wait. Right. And then I go down to the egg aisle, and it's nothing but Happy Eggs, ultra organic, $6 a dozen. Now I'm okay with spending $4 for a dozen of organic eggs, but not 6. No flour, no sugar, no vanilla, no eggs. Everybody's freaking baking their asses off at home. And I've since we've been stuck, Sharon's made a loaf of banana bread with cocoa swirled through it, which was delicious. We've made a batch of biscotti, which have disappeared. Chocolate orange walnut biscotti, which is pretty freaking good. A batch of granola, breakfast bars, couple of rounds of sourdough. I know I've got some because I forced myself. I'm going to do it. I'm making homemade bagels. I got lox and cream cheese at the store today.
Nice.
So I painted myself into a corner. I'm making sourdough bagels. Everybody's baking.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sharon, and what's the other thing? There's 2 of us in our house. We're running the dishwasher every other day.
Yeah,
you guys must be running the dishwasher every day.
Oh, I'm running it daily for sure. And yeah, there's a lot more baking going on, and everybody's here, and some delicious peanut butter cookies got made recently that would normally take a week to 10 days to run out, and 3 days later all the cookies are gone and my pants aren't fitting this small, and
and Sharon's like, I can't believe we're spending all this money at the groceries, because we go through we budget like every 3rd day. It's like, what'd you spend that money on? Well, you wanted me to get this, and this, and where'd it go? We ate it. It's like, shit. I thought it was because you put my clothes in the dryer, but they really don't fit.
Now Solomon may be like, time to cook, time to bake. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, we don't have time for much. That being said, we have done 2 rounds of cookie bacon. And I have to tell you, like, we made these like rainbow candied sugar cookies the other day. And that was just the kit that Kara had. And we made them, and I ate one, and it was so rich. And I'm like, how can anybody even eat these things? Like, it was so like cloyingly sweet and just like gross. But here's my thing, right?
5 seconds later, were you eating another one?
Yeah.
No. I refuse, man. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
If I ate one more of that, I'd die of beatus. So what I will say is this. I have always found cooking to be therapeutic.
Absolutely.
And I think that obviously, like, you see this distinguish if you watch enough like cooking shows. Like, there is definitely a distinction between like chefs and bakers and
absolutely.
cooks. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I think that it's really like what you're feeling comfortable with. I have this freedom to be much more experimental as I'm cooking different things up.
Yeah.
When you're baking, you can experiment, but it's within boundaries. It's kind of like jazz. Like, you can fucking run up and down this scale, but you better stay in key. And so you have to have these very specific parameters. Like, you need exactly 1.5 cups of this and exactly 1/2 a teaspoon of that. And I've always liked the ability, as I'm cooking, to kind of free ball it a little bit. And that really is my therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know John's freaking out because John grew up on the Betty Crocker cookbook.
If you're free balling your cooking, I'm not eating there.
whatever, man. We've got Patreons upon Patreons loving my guacamole recipe. You think I measured any of that shit? Hell's
That's
no.
different. Now, baking is chemistry. That's the difference.
Oh, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the big difference between like cooks and bakers, you know? But either way, I would say that they're all very therapeutic, right?
Absolutely.
Going through this process, putting things together and having this end result, this immediate end result that you either accomplished your goal or you didn't. And I think that's the thing. Like, we're living in a time of uncertainty, right? Like, we are all actively taking measures to stem the tide of this novel global pandemic. And the best of the best, and people are so uncomfortable with this, the best of the best folks that know what the hell they're talking about know enough to be able to tell you, we won't know to what extent things have worked until after the fact, right?
Yep.
And so maybe that's a big part of it, right? Maybe it's this baking and this cooking where it's like, no, I just do this and this and this, and here I've got my answer. You know, it feels good.
It's a control. Yes, it's a control thing. I've got some control of my life. I'm making this, and I've got a result, and I can share it with my family. Unfortunately, I'm not sharing those biscottis because Sharon says she's going gluten-free. So yeah, you just finish them, and I did.
By the way, we ran out of coffee at my house yesterday.
Oh my lord!
So I am. You talking about biscotti? You're triggering me, bro.
Okay.
Running out of coffee would result in me, like, if there wasn't gas in the car, I walking to the grocery store.
I've got some pickups tomorrow, and Starbucks has this thing called a drive-through. I think I'll be okay.
So a similar question to you guys and to everybody watching live. In this time of all the extra drinking and all the extra baking, are you working out more or less than before all this started? With all the gyms being closed and everything else, how's the workout routine going, Jeff Solomon?
You know, I haven't necessarily followed through with my Insanity Max 30 thing, but that has a lot more to do with my sleep patterns, right? Because I cannot do that. Like, once the kids are awake, I just can't do it.
Right.
That being said, I have gone either or and skateboarding and or running every single day for the last 7 days.
Nice.
And it's feeling really good. I sent y'all a video, or at least a picture of me landing my first front side pop shove it the other day.
Yeah.
That shit was great. And my back's killing me. But no, I've actually been Kara and I have both been finding time to actually like work out more. It's kind of like our getaway. Like, you watch the kids for an hour, I'll be back.
Right. How about you, John? Didn't work out.
I'm not a gym rat. I hate the gym. You know, unless I want to get back on the ice after this is all over, get back to playing. You know, unless I can go to the gym and really focus on certain, you know, lower body power aspects and working certain core muscles to work on, you know, shot power and all that other kind of stuff. I hate the gym unless it's got a specific purpose. I cannot just go to work out. Gotcha. That said, I walk the dogs a couple miles every day. I've been walking them a little further, and Sharon's got me. We're doing a high intensity interval workout, and it's actually with some lunges and some weights, not a big deal, 10 pounds and stuff like that. And it's a 25-minute workout. We've done it 4 times. I actually feel, even though the scale is not making me very happy, I do feel a little lighter on my feet. So
nice. Excellent. Yeah.
Hey, bro, you know that muscle weighs more than fat.
There you go.
Totally, bro. What's
as I do this 14-ounce curl.
Right. Yeah. So like before the lockdown, I was probably in the gym 4 to 5 days a week. Since that's happened, yeah, I maybe get out for a walk once every other day. So I'm going to hell in a handbasket with all this.
You gotta get it. You gotta just walk some of that shit off, man.
Yeah. It's just not lifting. So how anybody in the chat saying anything? Or are they
Here, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to pronounce Chelsea's last name. Chelsea Berlingieri says that she walked 8 miles to get a crowler yesterday. So that's what you got to think about. Like
That's nice.
That's how you support your local businesses.
all
Put in some earbuds and just go for a walk, get a crowler.
What did she have like a little solar oven on her back and she was baking at the same time? Because then she's just taking care of everything we were talking about all at once.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
She had like a generator hooked up to her shoes running an easy bake oven.
Perfect.
75-watt light bulb cooking cookies for 25 minutes. Yeah, there you go.
Methyl ethyl is walking the dog more. There you go.
Nice. Good job, everybody. I suck. All right.
You're a horrible person.
I'm a horrible
and your
human being.
collar looks like shit.
Oh, is it not popped? Oh my god.
No, it fell again.
Yeah. Damn it.
All
All
right,
right.
guys, where do you keep the insane clown posse? I'm looking under wrap. I can't find it.
All right. It might be a little bit shorter show this week, and that's okay. But it was this was a weird episode. It was just, we just kind of needed a chance to just talk some shit out, I think. But it's reached the time of the show where I get to say my beer's almost gone.
Last call.
Last call.
Last call. Time to clean house and lock the doors. You know what we do here, folks? We're looking for a little bit of help from you. Yeah, Jeff, that glass better be gone by the end of the show. Come on, man.
This is glass number 3. Come on.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
50% more. Come on.
Let's mix things up a little bit here. Jeff Solomon, if folks want to follow us on the social media platforms, where are the best places they can do that at?
Hey, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Just look for We Like Drinking. We're on Twitter as We Like Drinking 1. But the place where we always have the most fun, especially since we started the Tavenger Hunt, is our private Facebook group known as The Tavern. Just go to welikedrinking.com/tavern, or as you're on Facebook, search for We Like Drinking The Tavern. Of course, we'll let you in, and please jump in to our Tavenger Hunt. It's so much GD fun.
Dude, it is. Like, I was excited about the idea, but I had no idea it was going to be this much fun. Like, everybody that's coming out and joining up and participating in it every other day, you guys are awesome, and I am having so much fun with it.
I just who. Oh my goodness! The dog growling, blaming fart on the dog. I just started cracking up. Sharon's like, "What the hell's wrong there?"
Yeah,
That's right. We're still telling inside jokes for the COVID lockdown.
It wouldn't be. They're not inside jokes if you're part of the tavern.
Exactly. Dude, we're playing Pictionary. We're sliding across the floor in our socks.
Vacation pics of our feet.
It's a lot of foot stuff. It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
A Quentin Quarantino movie.
Oh,
Boo, too soon.
And folks, we haven't touched on this a lot, but it sure does help us out a lot. If you haven't done it already, we would really appreciate it if you went out to the iTunes. And I know, iTunes is garbage. It's just a hulking garbage of an app. But install that on your PC. search up We Like Drinking. Leave us a big fat 5-star review. Type some words into us. Tell us what episode. Tell us anything that you like or dislike about the show. Then go ahead and uninstall iTunes.
So-
You don't need it on your machine.
Hit submit first, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
install.
Obvious. But give us a review of what you think about on the show. It helps other people that like shows like this, that like drinking, find our show, which is really what everybody needs to do. Am I right?
That's
I
right.
was just gonna say, like, I just don't think it's good. Where's the Dallas wine chick to tell you it's a bad thing? There's a lot of people that love Apple Podcasts, and you just totally alienated them.
Coming from the guy that probably 10% of our shows have told people to stop listening to our show. I don't need your feedback right now, Jeff Solomon.
It's okay. I got my own side project. You guys all know. You can come over there.
Okay. John Ruyik, if they've followed us on the social medias, they're joining up in the Tavenger hunt.
Tavenger.
The Tavenger. We're the Tavengers. If they've left a review on the iTunes and they just feel like there's more they can do, they want to be an Uber fan of the We Like Drinking podcast, what should they do?
If you feel like this is podcast rhodium,
Give them the business, John. Give it to them.
Let's be honest. If they feel like this is podcast copper or podcast
tungsten,
podcast Berkeleyum.
Let's podcast hydrogen. I mean, let's be honest. It's
lithium, because when you expose it to air, it just bursts into flames, right? Anyway, look, you know that we're providing value for you.
absolutely.
So if you feel like you should reward the value that we give you with a little bit of your hard-earned cash, the stuff just lying around in your dryer, in your laundry room, whatever, blow the lint off of it and send it our way. Just visit the welikedrinking.com/pledge page, and you get all the information you need. And look, for as little as $1 a month, you get the show early, which is pretty cool. You get guacamole recipes, you get beer recipes, you know, that kind of cool jazzy stuff.
Just a side note, it's welikedrinking.com/pledge, not welikedrinking.com/pledge page.
Pledge, yes, the page. That's it.
Okay.
Look, I did it. I nailed it 2 weeks in a row. What the fuck do you want from me?
You can also find the show notes of this episode.
I want you to have some decorum, John. You're cursing like a sailor over here. This is a kid show.
You can also find the show notes for this episode with all the links to the stories or mentions we had at welikedrinking.com/episodes. All right. My beer's empty. John's growler's obviously empty.
No, it's not almost.
Almost. So we've reached the time of the show where I get to say, okay, panel, let's take one last trip around this table and get some final thoughts before we shut off the lights. John Ruyik.
So, you know that the bubbles in beer is carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah.
It's released from carbonic acid and it's gas.
Yes.
So, you know, earlier in the show, I said I was light on my feet. Lighter on my feet. So tomorrow, after I've finished this growler and it's just full of all that gas, then I'd be that much lighter on my feet.
Chef Solomon.
You know, to borrow a page from John's book, because he doesn't like to toot his own horn, but he made an amazing pale ale with Dr. Rudy and Kazako. I too don't like to toot my own horn, but I woke up this morning, I looked at myself in the mirror, I said, you know, you're amazing. You're a great dad. You're very handsome. Your eyebrows on fleek. And I just want everybody else to know that I'm amazeballs. I'm amazeballs. I don't want to toot my own horn.
Well, your humbleness is always appreciated by all of us. And with that, I'll say thanks again for joining us at the We Like Drinking podcast.
Here we go. Drink.
Wow.
Chelsea seconds my eyebrows.
Oh man. That was a good one.
Let me tell you something, Cody Fuller. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback that God has ever graced us with. There's nobody better on this planet than Tom Brady. He walked up to the top of the mountain and engraved in stone was the TB12 lifestyle plan. It said, play for the Patriots for 20 years and then go to Tampa Bay. He's the best. I love Tom Brady.
He got his 12 back though, so there's that.
He's got a 12 pack.
He's got his 12 back. He
did.
12. Yeah.
That's so shitty. Like Chris Godwin is quite possibly like the best player in the NFL today. And Tom Brady just ripped his number out of his hands. Chris Godwin wore number 12 on every single level of football ever since he was in Pee-wees all the way up through to the NFL. And Tom Brady's just going to come in and be like some fucking rich kid from San Mateo going to Sarah High School with Barry Bonds kids. Oh, he's going to come in. And by the way, you don't think Tom Brady's taking the juice? He's totally juicing, dude. He's a juice monster 5000. He's from San Mateo, dude. He grew up in Balco's backyard, man. And Tom Brady's just going to come in here in the twilight. What is there anything after twilight? In the middle of the night on his career, Tom Brady should have retired 5 years ago. He is not good. And don't tell me like, oh, dude, but like mentally he's better. No, man. Signs of issues show up very early in life. I don't think this is good. Tom Brady is not a good quarterback
anymore.
No, he was never. Look, here's the thing. Wins are such an arbitrary measurement of somebody's skill. And quarterbacks get way too much credit. They are the most important player on the field in any given play. And yet it's the most overrated position.
It takes a team. I mean,
takes a whole team, man. You got an offensive line that can't stand their quarterback. That quarterback's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
Especially a one-dimensional quarterback like Tom Brady.
There's been some phenomenal quarterbacks that have never won a Super Bowl.
Jim Kelly.
Phenomenal quarterbacks that never got to start a game in the NFL.
Yeah. So, folks on the YouTube.
Cody can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth, Cody.
Yeah. The chat is amazing. I'm trying to get caught up on it, and oh my god, it's just unbelievable. I love that you all are showing up. Thank you all so much for coming out to join us. It is
No stub
amazing.
tonight?
What's that?
No stub tonight?
No stub tonight, which is fine. He'll make
No, man. Nothing's cool. Sorry.
but it means so much to us that you all are showing up every week. It's phenomenal. I love going back and reading afterwards. Yes, Chelsea, I'm down for some urban hiking. Let's do it.